You are listening to Mostaccioli Murder, Book 1 of the Jade Sommer series, written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2020. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 20. Blue flashing lights bounced through the curtains, making the ceiling dance. Mom, Mila, and I sat around the kitchen table. Logan was downstairs with the police but said he would be up to get the vase. Mila sat on the opposite side of the table, farthest away from the vase. I didn't blame her. I didn't want to be close to it either. Why would people kill for this thing? I asked. This had to be why Wayne died. But why? It's just a vase. Mom shook her head.
Such senseless violence.
I reached out to touch it. Mila squeaked.
Don't touch it. Someone might shoot at us again.
The curtain is drawn. I turned the vase, inspecting the design. Nothing stood out as important. It's pretty with the dragons.
Not pretty enough to die for.
Lily said it wasn't worth anything other than sentimental value.
Is there anything inside?
Nothing.
What about on the bottom?
I gently turned it upside down. There is a manufacturer mark. She leaned over to look.
It's in Chinese.
I took my phone out to take a picture of it. I knew as soon as Logan was finished downstairs, my access to the vase would be gone. So, I took a picture of every side of the vase. I'd need Lily's help to decipher what the mark meant. There might be a clue somewhere in it. Mila glared at the vase as if it might shoot at her.
Would you like to go to bed, Mila? The room is ready for you to use.
Room? I asked.
I took out everything we can use for the dining room downstairs. It freed up a corner. Sorry I couldn't do more.
No, it's perfect. Thank you.
Just as she stood, there was a knock on the door.
It's Logan,
He said through the door. Are you done? I asked as soon as I turned off the alarm and unlocked the door.
for now.
He stepped inside.
A crew will be down there for a little longer, but I'm going to get the vase out of here.
Let me get a bag for you.
Mom said.
You don't want people seeing you walking around with it.
No, that's okay. If anyone is watching, I want them to see me leave with it. I don't want anyone getting ideas about coming back.
Mila squeaked.
You said you found the vase at the pawn shop down the road.
Yes. The owner didn't want police poking around. I got a good deal because of it.
On the vase?
The deal's not the point. He gave me information. He said Wayne was a regular, like a weekly regular. Said he was probably the one that pawned the vase.
Did he say anything else?
No, but he wanted me to leave when he found out Wayne had been murdered. He was willing to pay me 5 times his original offer. Logan gave a nod.
I know that guy. He's known for shady deals. He won't want police poking into his business. The only reason he hasn't been arrested is he's willing to rat people out.
I wonder what else Wayne sold to him.
Most likely anything he could get his hands on. I better get the vase to the station.
He took an evidence bag out of his pocket. Oh, I didn't think about keeping the vase safe from fingerprints, I said. He shook his head.
It's probably a lost cause with how many times the vase has changed hands already. But it's protocol.
Since my prints were already on the vase, I took the bag from him and placed the vase inside of it. His gaze widened slightly, and it took me a moment to realize he was looking at my ring finger.
Jade, did you...
I quickly shook my head, hoping he didn't say anything in front of Mom. He took the hint and the vase.
Make sure to set the alarm tonight.
We will. Logan looked as if he wanted to say something else, but he left. He knew about the ring. My secret was coming to an end. I supposed it was time to end the lie, but tonight was not the time. The next morning, the mood in the kitchen was subdued. Not only were we preparing for a funeral, but our dining room was officially closed until we could get a new window installed. And while the news coverage didn't show the restaurant in a bad light, we were already hurting for business. Who would want to come to a place targeted by a drive-by shooting? Mom was just on the tail end of baking for the morning when Kobe rushed in.
You'll never guess what happened,
Kobe said.
If it's more bad news, I don't want to know.
Aunt Dot said as she murdered a zucchini with her knife.
No, it's great news.
Kobe said as he bounced on his toes, making his hair flop up and down.
Well, what is it?
Mom asked.
We could use some good news.
I went viral. Like really viral.
Kobe shoved his phone in front of me. I glanced at the views on his video. Over 100,000 and rapidly counting. What video is this? I asked.
The reality ad for Mr. Lee.
My stomach sunk. He's going to be flooded with people.
Isn't it great?
Kobe said, barely able to keep his excitement contained. No, they can't handle this. It's only Mr. Lee and Lily.
Did you tell them they went viral?
Aunt Dot asked.
No, not yet.
You better let them know.
And tell them we can help tonight. It's not like we are opening the dining room.
That was true. But what about after today? Viral videos didn't just go away.
Look at my subscriber numbers.
He said with a grin.
Over 20,000. This is my break.
Mila walked around me and grabbed Kobe's phone.
We have to get on this. This is a huge opportunity. Not only for the restaurant, but for an advertising avenue.
Kobe nodded.
What do you think about monetizing this channel?
Mila asked Kobe.
I'd love it. But what is the likelihood viewers would suffer through an ad only to view my video, which is an ad?
If you keep making videos like Mr. Lee's, the chances are good. Let me grab my laptop. We need to strike while your video is hot.
When Mila hurried away, Kobe glanced at me.
Who was that?
Mila. We work together.
Single?
I raised a brow. Yes.
This day is turning out better than I expected.
I better talk to Lily. I'll be right back. I headed out through the front. It was eerie walking through the dining room with the window boarded up. I strode across the street, thankful the mid-morning traffic was light. Knocking on the front door, I waited for someone to open it. Lily glanced out of the kitchen, and I waved at her. She hurried over to unlock the door.
I was just going to come over and see if you needed help cooking for the funeral.
Aunt Dot won't turn down the offer for help, but you might not want to.
Why?
Your video went viral. Her eyes widened.
The ad for the restaurant?
I nodded.
But it was horrible.
She said with a laugh. I didn't want to tell her that might be the reason it went viral. People loved stupid things. And Kobe's videos were heavy and stupid. You might be slammed tonight, I said. Since our dining room is closed, we can ask some of the staff to help you if you want.
Why is your dining room closed?
Her gaze strayed across the street to the boarded-up window.
What happened?
You didn't hear the shots last night? She shook her head.
Dad had the TV too loud. I put noise-canceling headphones on and turned on relaxing music. I think he's losing his hearing. But what happened?
I'm not entirely sure. But I wanted to talk to you about it. I slid out my phone and showed her the picture. Is this your vase?
Yes. It looks just like it.
I found it at a pawn shop. Wayne sold it to them. I think someone saw that we had it. The next thing I knew, we were diving to the floor while the window was shot out.
Was anyone hurt?
I shook my head. We're good. And Logan took the vase, so I'm hoping we don't have any other issues.
I'm so sorry. Let me come over and help with the funeral prep. If we get slammed, we'll just have to do the best we can. There's no sense worrying about it.
Before we go back, do you know what this means? I showed her the stamp on the bottom of the vase.
It's just the manufacturing stamp.
Who is it? I asked. I want to look them up. She glanced at the stamp and then shook her head.
I doubt this manufacturer has anything to do with what is happening here. They make thousands of different products.
I was disappointed, but it crossed off an item on my list.
Baba,
Lily called.
I'll be back in a couple of hours. Make extra dumplings while I'm gone. We might be busy today.
As Lily locked the door behind us, she paused and glanced to her right. I looked over and didn't see anything except for the umbrella display. Did you see something? I asked.
I could have sworn I felt someone looking at us. Maybe it was just my imagination.
It could have been her imagination, but I wasn't so sure, and I didn't want to stay to find out either way. We crossed the street and hurried into the restaurant. Mila and Kobe sat at a dining room table talking about the video. We walked into the kitchen to find Mom and Aunt Dot busy with food prep.
You just missed Logan.
Mom said. What did he want?
Just checking in to make sure everything was okay.
I gave a nod. Is the pizza oven on?
We don't normally turn it on until closer to opening.
Aunt Dot said.
Why?
I promised a lunch delivery, I said. She looked at me as if I had committed a grave sin. You said yesterday we need all the extra sales we can get.
How many pizzas?
I was sure she was judging whether turning on the oven justified the amount of pizzas. 6, I said, thinking that was how many could fit in the hot box.
Fine, but you're making them.
No problem. It was a bit of a problem. Lily washed her hands and stood next to my mom.
What would you like me to do?
You are such a sweetheart,
Mom said.
I promise we'll help you tonight.
Thank you. I have no idea what to expect. Maybe no one will show up.
Ross chose that moment to come into the kitchen.
Who won't show up?
The mass of people that watched Kobe's video, I said. Since our dining room is closed, can you ask the servers if they are willing to work at Mr. Lee's tonight?
Yes, I can. I'm sure they will. They won't want to miss a night of tips.
Thank you.
Lily said to Ross with a brilliant smile that made him look twice at her.
No problem. I'll make the calls now. Jade, can I speak to you for a second?
I gave a nod and followed him into the office, where he shut the door behind us. What's going on? I asked.
Logan doesn't want you to deliver tonight.
Why not?
He's concerned that whoever is looking for the vase might call for delivery. It'd be easy for someone to lure you to an unsafe area.
But if we don't deliver, then we might as well shut down the restaurant.
That's what I'm planning. I need you to back me up on this.
He was afraid of Aunt Dot's reaction. She'll understand.
Will she?
She can be overbearing, but she's not a monster. Before we shut down, are you sure this is the last resort? What about carry-out? He shook his head.
I asked Logan that too. With the window boarded up, it causes a security issue. It'd be easy for someone to take advantage of the situation.
Then we're done? He nodded.
Even with your money, we just can't catch a break. I think this is the end.
My stomach churned, knowing he was right. But we weren't out yet. We might have a Hail Mary play. And with Kobe's recent viral video, we had an opportunity. But if Logan was right and staying open put everyone in danger, would we even be able to use that opportunity before time ran out? It was just after 1 o'clock when I pulled in front of the abandoned building. It looked less sinister in the light of day, but the broken windows and the ominous quiet that shrouded it still put me on edge. Instead of knocking on the door, I texted Landon, hoping he could meet me at the front. But after a few minutes of waiting with no answer, I hopped off the scooter and took out the pizzas. Walking to the front, I watched for signs of life, but it remained quiet. I stopped at the door and knocked. Last time, someone answered pretty quickly. "Pizza," I called. I listened for sounds, but I couldn't detect any movement beyond the door. While I didn't want to leave without seeing Landon, I didn't have time to wait around either. I'd just have to leave the pizzas and hope Landon would reach out to me. I set the pizzas down at the door and was about to head back to the scooter when something pulled me to the nearest window. I don't know what it was, just a feeling that maybe I should double-check to see if anyone was around. The window was just above my head, so I searched for something to stand on. An old milk crate was hidden in a cluster of weeds. Pulling it out, I positioned it below the window and stepped up. The interior of the building was just as trashed as the outside. Glass and dirt covered the floors. Walls were graffitied. I scanned, looking for anyone. Just as I was about to give up, I saw a shoe. Someone was lying down near a stack of broken crates. Why didn't they answer the door? My stomach clutched. Last time I came upon a shoe, it had a dead body attached to it. I scrambled off the milk crate and moved it to a window with a better view of the area. Stepping up, I peered in the window. The man who had answered the door when I first came here was on the ground. Blood pooled around him. Jumping off the crate, I hurried to the front and tested the lock to see if the door was open. The door opened for me, and I rushed through. Finding the stack of broken crates, I then found him. He was pale, and I couldn't detect where his wound was, nor if he was breathing. I knelt down outside the ring of blood and leaned forward to take his pulse. Nothing. His skin was as cold as the concrete floor. No breath. He was dead. It took a moment for it to sink in. Then my mind whirled with questions. And where was Landon? Was he lying dead somewhere in this building? No way was I going to search the building, so I took out my phone and called Logan.
What's up, Jade? If this is about not delivering tonight,
No, it's not.
then what's going on?
I found another body.
At the restaurant?
No.
Where are you?
He was going to be livid that I was at the abandoned building, but it couldn't be helped. Even if I had called a dispatcher instead, they'd have my information, and that would most likely get back to Logan. It was better to get it over with now. At the abandoned building.
I told you not to go back there.
And you should know by now that I don't listen. One of the guys who was staying here is in a puddle of blood. I'm not getting any response or pulse.
Go home. I'll take care of it.
I can't leave him.
If he's dead, you can and you will leave. I'll take care of it.
I glanced at the boy who looked younger today than he had the other night.
Jade, go.
Find Lan, I said. He's mixed up in this.
I will. Jade, please, just go.
I'm leaving. I hung up and hurried out to where I parked the scooter. But there was no scooter. Scanning up and down the road, it was nowhere to be seen. I groaned, knowing I had left the keys in the ignition. I hadn't planned on straying far from it. If I wasn't already grounded from delivery, I would be now. And it was another blow to our already struggling finances. I cursed and sat down on the curb to wait for Logan. It was only 5 minutes later when Logan pulled in front of the building. Sirens blared in the distance, and I knew he'd have a first responder team surrounding the place within a few moments. Logan hopped out of the SUV.
What are you doing here?
I'd like to report a stolen scooter, I said as I stood. He closed his eyes for a moment before looking at me.
Get in the car and stay there. I'll take you home in a few minutes.
Logan headed to the front door of the building and disappeared inside just as a squad car and ambulance pulled up. I sat in the passenger seat of the SUV as I waited. The emergency crew went in and out of the building. I tried to pay attention to who was who, but there were too many. Chatter on the radio in Logan's vehicle kept me occupied, but most of it I didn't understand. It was 10 minutes later when Logan sat down in the driver's seat. He didn't say anything, just pulled out onto the street and headed toward the restaurant. After a moment, I asked, "Are you mad?" Logan had a tendency to withdraw into himself when he was angry. Instead of yelling, he closed himself off. I think it had to do with not wanting to be like his dad. He didn't say anything at first, but then he said,
Yes.
I didn't apologize. Those pizzas might have been the squatter's only meal for days.
Jade, You found 2 dead bodies since you've been back. The first should have scared the hell out of you, but you continue to put yourself in danger. Is the second enough for you to realize this isn't a game?
I never thought it was a game.
You obviously do. You completely ignored me and went to the building even though you promised me you wouldn't.
And I promised them I would bring pizza. Those kids might not even have food. I couldn't let them down.
That is not your problem.
A lot of things aren't my problem, but I'm not going to stop caring. If I can do something to help a little, I will.
Not if it means risking your life.
He pulled over in front of a fire hydrant and turned to me. It was on the tip of my tongue to tell him he was going to have to give himself a ticket.
I have to deal with murder victims on a regular basis. I don't want one of them to be you. And I certainly don't want to be the one to tell your mom you're in the morgue next to the kid you tried to feed.
I wasn't in the mood for a lecture. I won't go back there, I said. I doubted the kids would return there anytime soon anyway. And I already agreed not to do deliveries, even before the scooter was stolen. His jaw softened slightly.
Jade,
But he shook his head and pulled away from the curb. I wondered what he wanted to say, but I was okay to wait in silence until he dropped me off. Just as we neared the restaurant, he asked,
did you pawn your ring?
"Yes."
I'm sorry.
"I'm not." He glanced at me before returning his gaze to the road.
Why?
"Because it's just a ring. The restaurant is more important. But
But?
it seems hopeless now, doesn't it? The window was shot out, and now the scooter is gone." He gave a shrug.
I guess it would seem hopeless, but I know you and your family. This is just a bump in the road.
But this might be the bump that wrecks us.